went by Casa today and picked out a cigar
We
that
like Casa.
that I don't think I talked about before. I think it slipped under my radar recently, and I just hadn't talked about it. It was the Rocky Patel Edge 20th anniversary.
Ah, the 20th anniversary. Nice.
And I don't remember why it was on my mind. Did you talk about it
I think
recently?
we mentioned that it was coming out back a while back.
That was a while back,
yeah.
right? Yeah. So I picked one up. I picked up the Robusto 5.5 by 50 ring gauge. It's constructed of a 10-year aged Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper. The binder and filler were Nicaraguan and Honduran. That's pretty much all the information I got. Even on the Rocky Patel website, they're like, it's just this stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, there was never a lot of information about Edge when it first came out.
This Edge
Yeah.
has 2 bands
That's a big deal.
instead of one.
The original Edge didn't have
Just
any
had the
bands,
footer,
and
right?
then it just had a footer. Yeah.
So this had the footer on it and just said 20th anniversary, and it had this really beautiful Edge band, in a traditional place. It was a pretty large band. Probably between the band and the footer, it covered probably a third to almost a half of the cigar.
so that's a change for the Edge. Yeah.
That is a change, and it's a real beautiful cigar. I mean, the wrapper on this is this ruddy, dark brown, like just kind of dark brown, reddish thing, silky smooth and oily, like shiny oily. It was absolutely gorgeous with a firm feel overall. The pre-light sniff on this had fermented hay, rich leather, and light notes of coffee. The pre-light draw, I used a punch on this. I have this beautiful punch on my, I don't have it in my head. I have this beautiful punch on my keychain now that someone gave me. I used a punch. I had a medium draw on it. It had rich, tangy leather notes, slightly fruity, and some light coffee notes coming out of the pre-light draw. The initial light, bright, punchy citrus and pepper spice, tangy leather. The retrohale is spicy pepper and leather right off the bat. The first third, I will tell you, if you get this cigar and you light it, it is big when you light it. Like, you know how you get the pepper blast?
Yep.
This was big and almost to the point of harsh, but I kind of like the bigger flavors.
It was like big tobacco, basically.
Big tobacco when you light it. Now, it did settle down a little bit. The first third of this came into leather and spices, including black pepper, cayenne, cinnamon, a little cardamom kind of flavor on that. And I don't know why cardamom popped in my head, but I'm assuming that's what I was tasting because that's what popped in my head. So if I'm making that up, well, sorry. And cardamom, all on a citrus background. The retrohale is peppery with oak and mocha. Solid ash, good burn. The second third of this cigar, moving on, leather and spices settle in and remain constant while a bit of mocha sneaks in. I got a little mocha on the retrohale on the first third, but it didn't really have the flavor of it in the cigar, but it kind of snuck in a really pleasant way. Oak and citrus are always present with and a bit of toast weaves in and out. The retrohale is peppery with mocha and oak. Solid ash, great burn. The last third of the cigar, tangy leather and cayenne kind of stay up front while mocha becomes more prevalent. A hint of coffee shows up and pairs well with the pepper and toasty notes. Citrus and oak remain constant. Retrohale is sweet mocha, oak, and coffee. So one of the fun things about this is that mocha kept getting more in there. And the cigar actually got sweeter. Still stayed peppery. I mean, it's still a big cigar. If you're a light to medium guy, don't buy this. This is on the big side. This is definitely at least in full. The solid ash, great burn all the way through. It wasn't razor tight, but it was a great burn all the way through. This cigar cost me $11 for Robusto. I really enjoyed the flavor profile. I'll give it a solid 5.
Nice.
Nothing down about that. I think it's on par with what you'd expect to spend $11 on.
Sounds to me like it was a little more nuanced than what I remember. I used to smoke the Edge a lot when it first came out, and I didn't remember. I loved the flavor, but it didn't change and morph as much as what you're describing.
It was a bit of a one-trick pony. It was also one of the more budget level cigars too. But it was a good thing that it did. Like it did that one. It's like a hammer. It just did one job.
But it did it well. Yeah, absolutely.